Has the full roster for Crash Team Racing been revealed? I don't think so. What's up guys, Canadian Guy here, and back with a bit of a confusing video. Okay, so on May 9th, we had gotten the epic trailer showing off all the Crash Nitro Kart bosses as playable characters and an incredible amount of new skins for all the characters. Followed by this trailer, a blog over on Activision's site popped up explaining a bunch of nuances. Now, there were two sentences that were said that, now looking back, seems a bit vague and, well, off. The first sentence was, quote, "Also, check back here tomorrow, May 10th, where we'll go into detail on the characters and character skins you're able to choose as you play through the game." Then, later in the same blog post, another sentence was said, quote, "Be sure to check the related articles below as we reveal the variety of characters and skins you can choose from." So, a lot of us were under the impression that possibly the entire roster will be revealed on May 10th. As I said though, looking back on the wording, it was still a bit vague. Actually, this is going to be the word of the day, vague. So, we sat around in anticipation on May 10th waiting for the next blog to drop, and when it did, it was met with confusion. Specifically, under the character section of the blog. I'll read the entire section because we have to break it down afterwards. Quote, "Prior to any race, you're able to pick from a wide variety of Crash Team Racing nitro-fueled characters. The game will feature all of the characters from CTR and all the characters from CNK. The game starts with 8 CTR characters you remember most, but you can continue to earn additional characters through the adventure mode or through other challenges. CNK characters can be earned by using Wumpa coins and the game's pit stop. Each of these racers has a trio of stats to check out: speed, acceleration, and turn, providing that you've unlocked them. You can pick the one that matches your playstyle and start the race. Beginner characters have average speed, good acceleration, and incredible turning abilities, like Polar, Pura, Crunk, Real Velo, Zam, or Ripperoo. Intermediate characters have good speed, acceleration, and turning, such as Crash, Dr. Neocortex, Coco, Dr. Engine, Small Norm, Nash, Entrance, Geary, Komodo Joe, Pinstripe, Fake Crash, or Nitrous Oxide. Advanced characters have amazing speed, good acceleration, but limited turn potential and are for experts only. Examples include Tiny Tiger, Dingodile, Crunch, Big Norm, Zem, Papu Papu, or Entropy. Okay, so what is the problem here? Well, we can say what we learned first. That is that Small Norm and Big Norm will be two separate racers and will have separate classes. This is probably the biggest thing that we've learned from this blog post, though even though the wording on the blog, in my opinion, is, here it is again, vague. Now, a lot of fans expected other characters that missed the original roster, like Embryo, Koala Kong, and Tana, would make it to the roster. I personally feel weird to have Nash in the game, but not Crash's girlfriend, or his enemies. Also, did you notice something when they listed off all the characters? There's one character missing from the list, and that is Pentapenguin. This had got me puzzled for the past few days. Why wouldn't he be listed here when every other character has been? Is he not in the game? Did Beanox just not want him in the game anymore? Did Penta get punted? I'm not sure. But it's time to break down the blog because the, say it with me now, vagueness is still very much here. Let's look at the top paragraph. The game will feature all the characters from CTR and all the characters from CNK. Okay, so all the characters from both games are in the game. Gotcha! But why was Penta not listed and every other character was? Well, if you look at certain words in the listings, it hints towards that this might not be the entire roster. Look at the beginner section. It says, beginner characters have average speed, good acceleration, and incredible turning abilities, like Polar, Pura, Crunk, Real Velo, Zam, or Ripperoo. The key word here is like. In the intermediate section, the keywords are such as, and in the advanced area, it's examples include. The wording of these lists is as if this is not the entire roster. But what is constantly throwing me off is that the examples that they do show is the entire roster of Crash Team Racing and Crash Nitro Kart. If you were to say, these are examples, you don't list every character, you list a few. I think what has been throwing me off is simply the quote from the previous article, as we reveal the variety of characters and skins you can choose from. The wording of revealing the variety of characters just seems like as if they're going to reveal all options you have available to you as the player. It also threw me off because the listed examples were every character that we already assumed or knew was in the game, except for Penta Penguin. So, in conclusion, with the fact that we had words like such as and examples include, along with the fact that Penta is missing from the list when the top paragraph said that every character from the game is included, I think that this is not the entire roster. Even though the previous blog may have vaguely worded it that way, I don't believe that was the intention. So, when will we see the final roster? Well, my first instinct was obviously the biggest game show of the year, E3. But this year, E3 is between June 11th and June 13th. The game releases on June 21st, about a week and a half later, which is not a lot of time to advertise that these characters are in the game. So I tried thinking of maybe a different time. However, Spyro Universe, a friend of the channel, had mentioned something to me while we talked about all of this. He had mentioned that Coco Bandicoot was announced as a playable character at E3 2017 for the Insane trilogy. The trailer dropped on June 13th, 2017, about 2 weeks from the release date of the Insane trilogy, which came out on June 30th, 2017. This idea of Activision doing a bigger roster reveal during E3 now makes sense, as they've done something similar to this in the past with a similar time frame. Also, we still have the exclusive retro track coming to PlayStation that has not been revealed yet. It was even mentioned in the article, quote, "Remember too, if you choose the PlayStation 4 version of the game, you can also relive the 90s and choose exclusive retro Crash, Coco, and Cortex character skins, their retro karts, as well as racing on a soon-to-be-revealed retro track." This further proves that there is at least one more massive content drop before the game is released. So, the dream of having Tana, Embryo, Koala Kong, and even Spyro, and who knows who else, is not dead yet. Let's all be patient and set our expectations on E3. If it comes up before then that's a bonus. We are less than a month and a half away from the release of the game. We got this. By the way, a huge shout out to my Patreons and sponsors on the channel. I appreciate your support and letting me be able to do this full time, as I got a family to feed. If you want to support the channel, the Patreon is in the description below, and be sure to subscribe for more nostalgic content. And while you're at it, why not check out another video I recently made? Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.